I'm here with history teacher Mrs. Wright. So you went to North Brunswick.
I did. I graduated from here in 1998, so that was a long time ago.
What was your North Brunswick High School experience?
It was great. I loved it. So I grew up here. Obviously, I lived in North Brunswick my whole life until I got married. And I loved going to high school here. I cheered in high school all 4 years for both football and basketball seasons. And I was heavily involved in my class and SGO, and I also did the Rockathon when I was here.
Really? So what made you want to, what about North Brunswick made you want to become a teacher?
I really had a great experience. As I said, I was here since Judd, so I started in kindergarten, and I can say I loved almost every teacher that I had, and I always wanted to be a teacher ever since I was a little kid. And I think that just my experience here with having such great teachers who cared about not just me learning, but also me as a person, made me want to kind of come back and give back to the community that I was raised in.
And what motivated you to get back into extracurriculars like SGO?
So some of my favorite memories from high school, I did the Rockathon for 4 years, I cheered for 4 years, and some of my best memories and my best friends were made cheering, were made at the Rockathon, were made with my friends in SGO, the homecoming dances, Mr. NBTHS. I mean, I could still tell you like the cute senior boy that won Mr. NBTHS when I was a freshman. So I just love that, and so I really wanted, when I came back, I started as a class advisor for the class of 2005, and then 2009 I did it again. I just really wanted to create those memories for students. So the best way to do that is to kind of oversee them and make sure that those events are still happening so that they can kind of create those memories. Because a lot of times kids, they are worried about their grades and they're worried about so many different things, and it's important, obviously your grades are important, but it's really also important to kind of create a home here. And the more involved you are, the more sports that you do, the more clubs that you do, the more you feel invested, and the better the chance that you are going to then be invested in your schoolwork as well. And I think it just gives a better experience all around. So if I can help provide those experiences for students, then that makes me very happy.
Yeah. Would you ever want to leave North Brunswick?
No, never. Nah, no. I'm here forever. This is my 23rd year teaching.
Yeah.
So I graduated from college and in May, and I started here in September. I was 21. And now I'm not 21 anymore, but this is my 23rd year teaching, and I love it. I absolutely love it here. I love the kids. I am very lucky. I teach freshmen, who I actually really love teaching. I know a lot of people don't, but I really do. And I have AP juniors and seniors, so I kind of have like a really good mix of, different kids from all different backgrounds, and I love that. I love the work that I do with SGO. Ms. Panera and I have been running SGO together. I've done it for about 15 years. We've been together for about 10. And it's just really, really fun. And all the colleagues that I have, I absolutely love my history department. They're the best. I have such good friends in there, and we hang out not just at work but after work as well. So I really just feel like part of the community. I feel like I know what it was like for the kids. I walked the same halls. I was a freshman. I was a senior, and so obviously time is different. Things change, but this feels like home to me. So I can't imagine ever working anywhere else.
What would you say the biggest change has been since you came here to now?
Since I started teaching till now?
Since you were
Or since
here.
I graduated?
Yeah.
Oh, the biggest change. Okay. Honestly, I think the biggest change is technology.
Really? Yeah.
That's like the biggest difference. I mean, kids are kids, right? So whether, you're white or you're black or you're rich or you're poor or whatever, like as a teenager, you have all of that, you have all of that anxiety about fitting in. You have all of that anxiety about getting good grades. You have all of that anxiety about, having good friends and making memories, and that never changes. So whether you're 13, in 1994 when I started as a freshman, or whether you're 13 in 2024, you have all those same anxieties. And so because of that, those things stay the same, but like the technology and the way that the world works around you is what I think is most different. Like now, and now we've like taken your phones and I hold them hostage. I mean, I would take your phones, but I hold them hostage in my caddy over there. But like just the way that the kids see the world, like through the technology, having like basically the world in your hand. Whereas when I was in high school, like you had to go to get an encyclopedia. Which if I told the child now that, they'd be like, I don't even know what an encyclopedia is. So I think that's the biggest difference. But kids are the same. I mean, they get, they break up with their boyfriend and they're sad, or they're excited that they won a game. Like all of that never changes, no matter what year it is. So it's really the technology that I think is the different piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. How much does teaching mean to you?
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite thing. I love seeing old students. Now, I started when I was 21. I taught kids that were like, I was 21, they were 18. So they were like basically my age. And now I see kids, like they're grown up and they have their own families and, or I just got an email the other day from a former student like telling me how much they love my class. And I was like, it was just out of the blue. It was so nice. So it really, it makes me really happy that I have these experiences with kids, that I've made some sort of impact on their life, hopefully positive. And I really, really enjoy that. And I don't think there's no other profession that I ever thought about going into. And I've never for one day regretted that I am a teacher. And I've never regretted once being here. I absolutely love this.
Have you ever taught one of your former classmates from here now, like their kids?
Like their kids?
Yes.
Oh, I have not.
You've not?
I have not had
Really?
one of my, no, but I have had now, because now, I mean, my oldest is a freshman in high school, so now people my age are like starting to have kids in high school. I have had a handful of people I went to high school with their kids.
Really?
So they'll come in and I'm like, oh, I went to high school with your dad. And they're like, oh my God, really? And they're like, yeah. I had a kid last year 2 years ago in freshman world history, and I was like, I know your mom. She said I could smack you. And he was like, wait, what do you mean you know my mom? And I was like, I know your mom. I went to high school with her. So I definitely had that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But I have not had any of my students' kids yet. But I'm sure that I will at some point, but not just yet.
All right. Last question.
Yes.
Who's your favorite student ever?
Oh, obviously Lennon. Obviously. You're my favorite all time. But I always tell you, you remind me of my son Cooper. So that's one of the reasons I do it when I go home. I always tell Cooper, I was like, guess what Lennon did? He's like, oh, I know Lennon. He's like the one like me. But in all seriousness, I mean, I've had a lot of great students, and I've had a lot of students that I still keep in contact with today. So I'm very fortunate that I've had a lot of really good ones. But you're obviously
up there.
Yeah, you're up there, Lennon, for sure.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're very welcome. Anytime. Happy to help.